what I have for you tonight, I am excited about. It is potentially a game changer for you if you're going after brick and mortar, small businesses, service-based businesses. This is going to be something that can move the needle for you probably quicker than what you've learned so far. What we're talking about tonight, let me set this up. Everything changes. Marketing changes over time, right? The tools that we use change over time. Now, the underlying things that sell products and services, they don't change. They haven't changed in millennia. But all of the nuanced stuff, all the little tactics and things, they seem to change. And the reason for the evolution is because the public gets worn out. What these small businesses need from us also evolves over time. Be that because of saturation in a certain niche, be it because that the general public and these small businesses also now have access to all of these cool tools that we play with all day long that we get to sell to people. Well, 10 years ago, it was very hard to do what we did because you had such a steep learning curve. Not so much anymore, right? Because of the tools that everybody is familiar with at this point. I would say probably 90% of small business owners have used some form of LLM, right? A language learning model like Jasper, Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, like all these things that are out there. They've probably fiddled with it at some point. Even if they're on Twitter and they missed all the other ones, well, now they got Grok 3 and they just try it out, right? They see the button like, well, I don't know what this is. They try it out and they say, I don't know, give me a workout plan. And then it blows their mind the first time they use it. And they're like, wow, oh my goodness. I wonder if I can use this for my business. They start talking to it and they're like, oh gosh, I don't need to hire any marketers anymore. Like I got this. So how do we sell our services to an audience now that has the same tools that we have because they're so easy to use? And my answer to that is you have to keep things very simple from the top down, meaning from the awareness, from the offer, from how you actually approach the offer, the design of the offer, even. We're going to get into a lot of things tonight. And this is what I call the small business sprint strategy. If you guys remember, probably a year and a half ago, I came out with the sprinter method. Okay. This is how I would make a lot of money in a short period of time. And it was basically supercharging my prospecting efforts using the illuminator strategy, right? And it works really well when you're in these sprints, right? Sprints meaning not a marathon. Like we're doing something very focused for a small amount of time because if you try to do it for a long amount of time, it just burn everybody out. So this is a small business sprint strategy. What we're doing here is we are offering a micro offer to get them in the door with us, but we're doing it in a way that is going to be a refreshing offer for the business owner because we're not going to be doing the way I've built this, y'all. I've thought a lot about how this is structured, and you're going to see a lot of the things that we talk about week in, week out, like kind of woven through this because I want a business owner to say, this is a good deal. This is what I need. This is not the things that I've tried in the past that was a waste of money or that didn't work. So coming to a business owner in a sidestep, right? We're still doing lead generation, but we're doing it in a way that's just a you'll see in a second, a quick sidestep to where we're not doing any paid ads. That might blow your mind, right? We're not going to be doing paid ads for them. We're going to cut out the 800-pound gorilla in the room that we have traditionally sold as lead gen services through paid ads, social media marketing. And I'm about to share a link with you. I'm probably going to wait to share the link until after I go through this document that I've created. I have an example. I use chiropractors down below, but fill 10 new appointment type slots in 14 days without discounting. That's a barrier to entry for a lot of these small businesses. We just remove that barrier, okay, without discounting. I'll show you how this works. And then what else? There is a goal, okay? There's a goal number as far as a number of goal, what they're looking for, but there's also a time element. So in one simple statement, I'm saying we can get you your end goal in a short, finite amount of time And we don't have to do that thing that you hate doing. This doesn't matter if they've tried digital marketing or they haven't. This works today for whatever barrier of entry they've been, other marketers have had with these people. This breaks down all the barriers. Okay. So here is a simple booking sprint for qualified client type. And again, I have down below where it's specific to chiropractors. Somebody tell me, what if you have a yoga studio? What could you do with this document? You got it. Have AI rewrite it. Exactly. Say, I need this strategy for roofers. I need this strategy for dentists. So why this works? Yeah, again, finite window, no bait pricing. Okay. A light lift. So publish a few posts and emails. We supply the plan and the asset. So this is this strategy. We are going to do the legwork, and we're only going to have to do the legwork once. And honestly, we're only going to have to do it once, like forever, because we can tailor it after we do it once. It's cookie cutter. It's rinse and repeat for every client that we get that takes us up on this offer. So this is what we are selling. Okay, this is the strategy. So I am putting this together in a way, y'all, that I'm going to eventually sell this. Like I'm going to put video modules here. I'm going to make this to where agencies can use this. You guys are getting the first crack at it. 14-day promo plan. So we are going to create all of the assets that this small business needs to do this sprint. 6 social posts, 7 emails, copy ready, no discount language. Okay. 30-second inquiry survey. So this is the survey that we would normally build anyway in a simple 2-step funnel. Okay, we're going to use high level to create this for them. We are going to help their sales. So everything that is a plus in the demo presentation that you've all seen before, we are throwing it into the mix with this offer. Okay, so helping your sales team know how to close things. Oh, by the way, here are the scripts to use. Here's all this stuff that we're just going to give you as a package deal when you go with us. Okay, but there's no paid ads. And there are, I don't want to skip to the end here, but like there's 2 pricing options. There's here's all the stuff, do it yourself, or there's done for you. Okay, those are the 2 pricing options. So simple tracking spreadsheet. Been doing this since the dawn of time. This is how I've always given my lead. Well, not every client, but this is how I've given pretty much all of my small business clients the leads. I zap them into a Google Sheet and I give them access to that sheet. Very simple. Okay. We are going to, so want us to install booking reminders and follow up. That's the pro level. There's going to be a basic, a starter, and then there's a pro level. So how it works, it's a 14-day sprint. We are, let me pause here. We are simply harnessing their current social media audience. Okay. Just like we would with a YouTube video for a subject matter expert. They already have this huge audience. We are harnessing the audience of the small business. Okay. And we're harnessing the full audience, meaning any business pages that they have, we have that audience. An email list that they have, we have that audience. Has anybody ever heard of the reactivation campaign? Okay, does that ring a bell? That's in essence what this is on steroids. Okay, it's a reactivation campaign. It's going to help them bring a lot of whatever niche you're in, whatever your customers, patients, whatever. It's going to help them bring a lot of them in by using what they already have. We're just giving them the marketing vehicle to make it happen. So I give you the 14-day breakdown here. So day 1, I'm going to set the target for whatever this niche is. We need 10 home installation quotes. We need 10 roofing estimates. Example of this that's like top of my mind because I know it's at the bottom of this doc is the chiropractor. So a focus could be on back pain, could be on neck pain, could be on shoulder pain, a specific pain point that this particular niche is seeing. That's the focus of how we're going to build out the promo here. How do we know what the focus is? Intro call. We still have to do a discovery call with these people. There's no more demo presentations, and I don't think you would need a demo presentation for an offer like this. So it cuts out that call completely. And the reason I know that is because I no longer believe that you need a sales closer over $1,000. I don't think you need a sales closer. Well, I have proven it up to $2,500. I haven't proven it past that. I might try it in another promo, but I know that people will pay $2,500 without having to have somebody close them on a call, okay, without having to sit through a webinar. So I have seen that in spades lately here. So day two, going to publish the post number one. It's a teaser post. Email is to announce it. Okay. So on their social channels, we are teasing this offer for this small business. In the email, same thing. We're going to announce it. I'm also using the power of promo profits weaved into this. Okay. The fact that we're not just, hey, we got this thing right now. Do you want it? Yes or no? No, we're going to build a little bit of anticipation. And I have examples down below. We're going to build that launch excitement up for these people, okay, whether it's on the social post or the email list. Day three, all about their sales team. Okay, we're going to train their front desk. We're going to train whoever's reaching out to these leads, and you have the script. You are everybody on this call knows what that looks like. It's that simple infographic that I created that I share with all of you in whatever coaching program you're in, right? It tells you how quickly to reach out to leads, when to follow up, all that stuff. And then we're going to provide them the follow-ups. Days 4 through 14. This is it, by the way. You're like, oh gosh, there's so much stuff. No, it's just this. It's day 1 through day 14. So here's the copy ready promo assets. So posts, 6 total. So this is the tease day. If we open 10, by the way, you want to hear something cool? I just sold this. Before I actually finished doing it, I sold it to the guy that I told you about last week that has a tattoo shop. So now I have this whole document done for tattoo shops. And Eric got his plumber, by the way. I just don't call him out. I was about to say throw him under the bus. I'm gonna call him out in a good way. Like he got that
I put it in
plumbing.
the comments too. I mean,
Oh,
the
did
chat.
you? Oh
Yeah,
my gosh. I missed it. All my comments open. I got everybody's face. You would think with a monitor this size, you can have
that's all right.
everybody.
I figured it was going to come up tonight anyway.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. But if somebody takes them up on this offer and they become a client, they're going to be tagged, so they're not going to get the same offer again. Because this is to get people in the door as fast as humanly possible without discounting. Okay, so if they take your client up on the offer, great. We got them. You can tag them so they don't do it. But I would run this every single month. If they choose the pro plan, they're going to be paying you every single month to do this. Okay. And then you could always upgrade them into paid ads. If you wanted to squeeze that lemon, if you see it's working really well, you could always upgrade them into paid ads. Okay. I don't have that on this strategy. Like you all know how to do that stuff. So this is completely different. This is this small business sprint strategy. I keep saying it, and now I got it. Okay, so if you keep going, you're going to see the types of posts that we're running. And then you're going to see the types of emails. Okay, I've got subject lines for you. I've got the body copy. And here's the cool part about this. These emails, super fast. What I've seen work with almost all of my clients is people don't read long emails anymore. I know I don't. I'm not going to read it. I have like maybe 3 humans on the planet that if they send me an email and it's long form copy, I will read it. Everybody else, I blitz through it. I'm not reading the cop. I just boom, I get bullet points. So we're going to write this to where it's super simple for anybody that's 2 levels down to see the offer and say, yes, I want that. Or, interesting. And then they reply. That's it. We don't need show them a book. Who's this for? Who's this not for? So this is for the small business that prefers qualified leads. Okay. They're not looking for coupon chasers. Okay. It is for people who can follow up during business hours. Okay. If they tell you, yeah, what's your lead? And I have kind of like a little script here, like what is your speed to reaching out to these leads? So I'm going to tell them within ideally, you all know this, 5 to 10 minutes, right? But I'm going to require that they reach out to these leads within 2 hours. Okay. Who's going to be doing that? Okay, great. Check. They can hold 10 in the next 2 weeks. That's what this is, right? If they're just maxed out and they can't take 10 new patients in the next 2 weeks, well, clearly this is not going to work for you. We got to talk about something different. If you're doing that well, let's go to paid ads. Let's do our original plan. This is not for offices or teams or businesses that won't contact the leads quickly. Okay. I have inquiries because of the survey. Um, Works just the same. Rely on deep discount promos to fill the calendar. There's a lot of businesses who do this. Why? Well, because as marketers, we've taught them to do that. All right. I've taught them to do that, to offer these huge discounts to get them in the door. And if they want to keep doing that, great. I can help them with that, but this is not what this is. Okay. And then frequently asked questions that they're going to ask. Do we need ads? No, you don't need ads. What tools do we need? Okay. The starter works with whatever. This is important, y'all. It doesn't matter what CRM they're using or calendar system. If you're in the medical space, you know they have their own systems. Most people at this point, because again, technology and tools have just continued to evolve to be able to be worked from anywhere by anybody, they probably already have a system that works for their sales team. Great, use it. Okay. If they don't, if they're like Eric's plumber and they go pro, done for you. We use high level. Simple. We're going to do it all for them. They're going to use our CRM, the pipeline stages, all that stuff. Okay, can we scale up? Obviously, yes. Compliance, yep. All this kind of stuff. And AI helps us with that. No shows, include a reminder, all this kind of stuff. This is just the simple workflows that we're going to create for them. And then pricing and options. So the starter, 1250. Complete that's including everything. That's including the setup of everything. That's including giving them, tailoring all the posts, all the stuff to them. Can you hire a VA to do all the actual stuff? Sure. But I would suggest you do it at least the first 2 to 3 clients. Just get it under your belt, and then you can create SOPs, have the share this link to this drive folder with your VA. They're going to be able to do all of it for you anyway. But 1250 is an amazing price for what they're going to get. And it doesn't really matter what industry they're in. What's the lifetime value of 10 of anything, right? It's a lot more than 1250. And you'll be able to hear that from their own mouth, like on the discovery call. For some of your niches, you'll ROI in month one from that price point, from everything that we're doing here. Okay, so you get the 14-day promo plan, you get the survey, again, 2-step funnel. I try not to. This is for y'all. So it does have some marketer speak. It doesn't have a ton because you want to be able to explain it to them as well. Front desk script and talk tracks, simple tracking sheet. Again, Google Sheet, use it. 30-minute handoff call to customize assets. It's kind of like the onboarding call. Okay. That's what this is. And then they can use their existing, or we can pro everything in starter plus all of these things that they get. We're doing it for them. We are creating everything for them. I'm also incorporating the raise a hand strategy that I know works so well. I'm basically taking everything that I know that works in marketing and I'm putting it into one simple strategy. So the want the 90-second screen tour? This is you as the marketer talking to that niche, that small business owner. You want to learn more? Reply tour. Great. Now you have the ability to have a bot synced into it, or you can manually reply to their comment with check your DM, and you're going to send them all this stuff, right? This is a very tried and true, proven strategy. I promise you, if you go on if you go on social media right now, I don't care if it's Facebook, Instagram, you're going to see a raise a hand post within the first 5 minutes. I'm going to see a raise a hand post within the first 60 seconds. I can almost guarantee you. This is like a key, like a legend. You know this, but it just gives you a what to do here. When you see these things up above, remember, I'm putting this together in a way that I can sell this. You already know most of this. But if you've never done this before, you need to know like all of this stuff. Chiropractor example. Filled 10 new patient slots in 14 days without discounting. So this goes through the entire thing specifically for chiropractors. If I want a tattoo, which I did, if I go into my ChatGPT right now, you're going to see this reworked for a tattoo shop. And I even had the first post. I sent it to them in a message. I'm going to read you this. This is for a tattoo shop. Okay. Got a camera roll full of tattoo ideas? We just opened 15 consult slots for the next 2 weeks. Fine line, black and gray, traditional, floral. Get matched to the right artist, not a random chair. In one short consult, we map style, placement, size, budget. You leave with a clear plan and a date on the calendar. Booking takes 60 seconds. Small deposit locks your spot and goes towards your tattoo. These 15 go fast. When the window closes, we waitlist. Ready to turn inspiration into ink? Tap learn more and claim your consult now.
Genius.
There's no barrier. Like there's zero barrier. If somebody's been thinking about getting a tattoo, why in the world would they not click learn more? Right? And so
Makes me want to get another tattoo.
what's that? You thinking about it now?
It makes me want to
I
get
wrote
another
you
tattoo
in.
after hearing that.
Yeah, very cool. Well, if you go to North Carolina, I know somebody. All right.
How do I convince my current client right now with the strategy? Like right now, I'm running a paid ad for him,
Yeah.
and I built a Facebook page for him. It's not getting any traction because it's only day two right now, and
Yeah.
I think this would work for him. I just don't know how to pitch it to him.
If I were
First
you
couple
and you're going to
days.
go after other plumbers, I would do this
Mhm.
strategy for him. You have all the docs, everything now. Like I would actually implement this for him.
Now,
I would just
like,
implement it now. Yeah, it's good. It'll
if
wow him. It'll start getting him actual phone calls and responses.
the thing is, I don't know how well he is with inbound calls.
The sales side, you don't want to be running the sales process for that business. So I did now I know this is already a done deal. You got the plumber. You need to find potential clients that have the capacity to answer the phone or to reach out to the leads. If they don't have that, no matter what you do is not going to work. Right? Because in the
Okay,
long run, it's going to be like that car dealership that I crushed it for, and then nobody reached out to the leads and they fired me. Right.
but
So
right, if they're
they
not
have to
answering calls,
understand that.
they're shooting themselves in the own foot, but then blaming us.
Yeah, 100%. Then they'll do it every time. So understanding that on the intro call, discovery call, knowing before you go in that that's the case, you might say, I don't know, this is a good fit. So what is perfect for you is the starter pack for small business sprint, right?
Right.
Because we're just giving them the asset. They do with it what they want. They use their own, however they're reaching out to these people, however they're getting the inbound calls, however they're doing outbound, not our problem. Like that's on them,
Yeah.
right? Kirsty says, so this wouldn't be good for someone who has a small client list and no presence on social media. Without further ado, right here is what you're looking for with that question, Kirsty. So this is a practical readiness checklist to see if these potential clients are a good fit, and it's really three options here. They're either not a good fit because they're brand new business and they just don't have any budget. Okay, I'm not going to discount my offer. I'm just going to go find somebody that's ready for my offer, one of the two tiers of the offer. If they're knowledgeable and they can do it themselves, here, I'm going to give you everything. You just do it yourself. Or if they need my help, I'm going to get them into the pro if they meet the criteria. So here we go. Here are the must haves. And I'm saying right here, don't be afraid to turn down business because the worst thing is for you to take all this time and put all this work in and they're not following up with leads. It's a waste of your time. Capacity and the speed. Okay. Can they reserve 10 consult slots within the next 14 days? Do they have the capacity? Okay. Is the staff going to reach out within 2 business hours? Do you have contact? Do you have the ability to talk to the decision maker? Can you implement this? Can you post all these? You're the person I'm supposed to be talking to that's going to post these. Here's the Google Drive full of it. That's the level I'm talking about, not like editing the creatives. You're just going to give it to them. That's what they're paying for. So here's the criteria for numbers. Is their email list equal to or greater than 500? That's not for a small business. That's nothing. Like that's so small. Or a combined social following of 1,500. I could have gone way bigger, y'all. I mean, this should literally rope 95% of the small businesses in your area. Okay. When you combine all their social platforms and their email list, does it equal to 1,500? Okay. Or just the email list 500? There's a lot of businesses out there that still, who knows why, don't have a social media presence for their business, but they have an email list. I mean, I've seen some small businesses that have like 18,000 on their email list. They have no Facebook page. I'm like, what are y'all doing? It, it is what it is. Google Business Profile calls. Do they get over 20 calls? Do they get at least 20 calls a month for Google My Business? And I'm putting this in here specifically because I've talked to so many marketers lately that the potential client is already doing great with organic as far as SEO, as far as Google My Business. That's how they get their business. Whether it's Yelp, Thumbtack, Google My Business, they're actually getting phone calls from a Google search. Great. Are you getting at least 20 a month? I mean, it's less than one per day. I would imagine if they're in business, they're getting at least that, right? Website traffic. If they have a website, 300 sessions in the last 30 days. Y'all, this is like it's a spec. It's barely anything. If they have a website and they're in a local market, unless they've completely destroyed their SEO and they don't have like any keywords, they should get at least this. an active patient client base that can be reached by SMS and email. This is basically asking, are they in business? Like at this point, that's how simple that question is. Are they in business right now? Do they actually have they, or another way to put this, have they been in business for at least 6 months, right? Normally, if I'm going to be doing paid ads, subject matter expert, they got to be in business for at least 2 years. Tech basics, working website with clear phone address and contact form. Let me say this. If all of these are met, I'm not as picky about these, but if you really want to be a stickler, these are very conservative numbers. You could say, you know what? I'm going to only work with people that have this. Then you're never going to run into problems, right? Because I'm saying that because the plumber doesn't have a website. Okay. Um, Text capable number. Or, I mean, I have help for them if they don't. You know, some businesses, like a dentist, might not have well, my dentist texts all day long. So I would say most small businesses do. But if they don't have the ability for anybody to text them, I would suggest using high levels, which pushes them into the pro. So here are some nice to have when I'm researching. So if I'm going to be targeting somebody, snipering a potential client in small business, I probably wouldn't do that personally, but you can. I'm going to look to see if they have at least 5 to 10 decent photos online, right? Anywhere, social media, do they have 10 pictures? You'd be surprised how many don't have 10 pictures. Like, how many small businesses do you look at and there's like 7 people that like it? It's the people that work there and they have maybe a cover photo and they have like their their top post is them changing their profile picture and they just never did anything with it. Red flags, you know, reputation risk. You might be hurting people more than helping them if you get a client that has like terrible reviews. You're just sending more people to a problem. Okay. Here are the 5 minute sprint test for you to do is, do they check these boxes off? Okay. Now, this might be, so do this before you book a call. This is somebody that has raised their hand, say, yeah, I'm interested. Click on the profile, see where they work, go check it out. It takes literally 5 minutes. I mean, I put 5 minutes here. You can probably do quicker. Okay. And then for those of you that are like super detail oriented, type A's, analytical, if you want a rubric, a rubric just means like on a scale of 1 to 10, right? I do 1 or 0, 1 or 2, and here are the numbers. If you get 18 to 24, go for it. 14 to 17, you might have a couple hiccups, but it still should work. If it's less than 13, I wouldn't do it. You know, unless you're just like hurting right now and you're like, you know what, I just need $1,250. All right, take whoever you want. Just know that if you take them down here, they're probably not going to continue after the first month. I know that we can help them, but we want to make sure they're set up for success on their end. So these are great questions to ask on the discovery call. The prospecting piece for you as an agency. So these are the lanes, sidewalk, slow lane, fast lane. So this is how you're going to be reaching out. Warm database blasts. Those of you that maybe go after chiropractors, I should have done this as generic. This is specific for chiropractors. I'll do like a blank one. I'll probably put it under here for example. But any chiropractor lists or past prospects you already have. So if you've gone after chiropractors and you've bought 5,000 contacts in D7 lead finder, great. This is who you're sending this to. Okay, first touch point tells you exactly what it is. 24 hours later, calendar link. And some of this stuff might need some explanation. So a 9 word bump. Okay, did this land? That is one of those very quick, no more than 9 words. There was a famous, I can't remember his name, famous marketer talked about how if you can keep that follow up to just 9 words or less, it's going to have like an 80 something percent chance that they're going to actually respond to it. Pretty eye opening stuff. Take it upon yourself to Google who came up with the 9 word bump marketing strategy. Okay, calendar link obviously goes to a book a call with you. LinkedIn hand raisers. So raise a hand posts, in-mail DM with 2-liner and Loom link. Okay, this goes right back into the Illuminator. Hyper targeted Facebook ads. So I put optional. You could run a paid ad for this. How much did you spend? I put it right here, 20 to 30 bucks a day. Here's a headline. You can retarget page viewers, and you can retarget page viewers back to 180 days. So 6 months backwards, you can retarget people that have actually seen some of your posts before, that have visited your page. That's a warmed up audience. Cold call. What's it going to hurt? You call 20 plumbers. You say, hey, can you take, would you be open to doing 10 consults in the next 14 days? Great opener. They're either going to say yes or no. And if they come back with, yeah, no, it's just paid ads. No, it's not. Like, it's a very simple strategy. So there's really I can't see an objection other than the actual price point. But if they can't pay that, then they can't pay that. Dean, not David, Dean Jackson. Yes. An amazing 9-word email that revives dead leads. Yeah. It's exactly what we're doing. It's the reactivation campaign. So perfect. Dean Jackson. Thank you all. Okay. And then I've got a little bit of show and tell thanks to Kirsty. Thanks to me, like not being able to not do research 24/7. Forget about the discount, just the actual format of this ad. Who's seen an ad like this lately? Very simple text ad. Facebook started this. Okay, this is an ad on Facebook. Facebook started with the ability letting you put text over colors, right? Text over backgrounds for your posts. If you've used the Facebook business page when you create a post, even your personal post now, you can put background colors, all that kind of stuff. Why does it work so well? Well, because it's super simple. This is a binary ad. You either want it or you don't. And you can see it very quickly. Whereas an image, still good. I'm not saying my 5 top scroll stoppers are still relevant, right? They still work. But I would definitely split test with something super simple like this. We're looking for homeowners who need a new gutter system. Well, if you are thinking about a new gutter system, guess what? You're going to read the post like that post text that I told you about for the tattoo. It's going to read the exact same. It'll just have gutter verbiage in it in this case. They're going to click learn more. It's a lot of information in those documents, but if you go through all 3 of them, it'll paint a very clear picture. If you still have questions, nothing wrong with that, right? Now, when I make these things, like they're in my head, so I know what I'm talking about. If there's a part where you're like, Evan, I don't know this part here, how do we do that? How do we accomplish that? Just ask. All right. I'm going to drop this recording and I'm going to drop that Google Drive folder. Now, as I develop this a little bit further, right now it is in the sprint phase, right? You can use this right now. It's actionable intelligence. There's no design, there's no cool VSLs, well, there's none of that stuff. Eventually there will be, because I really do think that this is a gap that a lot of marketers are missing right now. Marketers that have been doing brick and mortar marketing with just paid ads or just building websites or all this stuff, they're missing a very simple strategy that also happens to be something these small businesses would love to have done, either for them or just give me the stuff and I'll post it myself, right? Because what are the pain points of small businesses? They know they need to be doing digital marketing, okay? They know that they should be posting on social media. Well, why don't they? It's either time or money. It's always either time or money or know-how or knowledge. What are they paying you for? Well, you help them with all 3 of those. I'm going to save you time. I'm going to do it for you. Okay, I'm the expert. You don't need the knowledge. And this is not as expensive as every other thing out there that are charging 4, 5, 6, 7, 8K. Like traditionally what we would charge to these small businesses. It's not that price point. So in order for you to make a living doing this small business sprint strategy, it's just volume. But you can get a lot of clients by you actually doing the strategy that is listed out when you're actually posting. It's like a flywheel effect. When you post about this simple strategy, you're actually posting you're actually doing the strategy. Like it's the only thing that I could think of that is a one-to-one. What you're doing to get your clients is the exact same thing they're doing to get their clients. That can't be said of our traditional method, because what we're saying and what we're doing it's different than what we're offering to our clients. Right? This is like a one-to-one. We're doing organic raise a hand type posts and things. What are we doing for them? Organic raise a hand type posts for them to get clients.